Hello everyone, my name is Ariza, and thank you for joining me today. I'm here to discuss sensitivity analysis and how it could help us evaluate project risk more clearly. We all know that capital budgeting plays a major role in shaping the organization's future, and the decisions behind this are not always simple. The tools help us understand how changes in cost, revenues, and other assumptions can impact the project. And now, we will see how sensitivity analysis works, why it matters, and how we can use both numerical and real-world factors to evaluate risk effectively. And I'm excited to share how these techniques can make us more confident and strategic on our financial decisions. Financial management includes capital budgeting, ethical, informed financial decision-making, working capital management, and risk management. It also ensures the organization uses its resources effectively and efficiently to maximize long-term value. Understanding these functions helps organizations remain stable, profitable, and compliant with ethical and regulatory standards. Sensitivity analysis evaluates how changes in key variables, such as costs, revenues, discount rates, or equipment lifespan, affect project outcomes. It isolates variables one at a time to determine which assumptions pose the greatest risk. This helps managers prepare for best case, worst case, and most likely scenarios. Quantitative steps involve numerical data. After identifying variables such as equipment costs, rental rates, and maintenance expenses, a baseline projection is created. Each variable is then adjusted individually, often by plus or minus 10% or plus or minus 20%, to see how NPV, IRR, or payback period changes. This reveals which variables have the greatest financial impact. Qualitative factors are non-numerical but influence project risk. Market demand affects revenue potential. Regulations can increase costs or delay projects. Supplier reliability impacts equipment availability. Workforce skills affect efficiency and safety. Customer relationships influence repeat business and long-term stability. Supplier reliability is another important factor. If suppliers are inconsistent or prone to shortages, it can affect equipment availability, maintenance schedules, and overall project continuity. Workforce skill and safety culture also matter because they directly impact operational efficiency, training needs, and the likelihood of disruptions or accidents. Finally, strong customer relationships support repeat business and long-term stability, while weak relationships can create uncertainty in future demand. Together, these qualitative elements help us understand the broader context surrounding a project. When we consider them alongside quantitative data, we get a more complete picture of risk and can make better informed capital budgeting decisions. Our internal risk assessment methods rely on data from within the company to help us understand how a project might perform. Scenario analysis lets us test different possible outcomes, while sensitivity analysis focuses on how changes in individual variables affect results. Break-even analysis helps us identify the minimum performance needed for a project to be viable, and reviewing historical performance gives us insight into patterns or trends that may repeat. External methods look beyond our organization. Through market research, industry benchmarking, and analyzing broader economic trends, we can understand the environment the project will operate in. Regulatory impact assessments also help us anticipate any compliance-related risks or costs. When we combine both internal and external methods, we get a more complete picture of project risk, which leads to stronger and more informed capital budgeting decisions. Alright everyone, that wraps up our quick look at sensitivity analysis for capital budgeting. Before we end, here's a quick view of the references I used. Thanks for taking the time to go through this with me today. Sensitivity analysis is simple, but it is significant for us to see how changes in our assumptions can affect the project. It helps us make smarter, ethical, informed, and more confident budgeting decisions. Hopefully this gave you a clearer picture of how we can use it in everyday work. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I'm happy to discuss and learn from each other. Thanks again.